Hello, everybody, and welcome to Sports Étouffée. I'm your host, Logan Graffia. With the fifth round pick 150, the Saints select Spencer Rattler, quarterback out of South Carolina. So, on today's show, we're going to do an analytical dive on Spencer Rattler and an NFL comp. So, first things first, everyone probably wants to know, what is Spencer Rattler's NFL pro comp? And after doing some film watching, I watched a lot of film on him already, but after the Saints drafted him, I started watching even more, and the name that kept popping into my head was Jay Cutler. And when I say Jay Cutler, I mean Denver Broncos Jay Cutler, like a young Jay Cutler. But even Chicago Bears Jay Cutler wasn't all that bad, but fairly inconsistent. You look at Spencer Rattler's tape, and you can see he throws with accuracy when he's comfortable. He's a very accurate passer of the football. He's got a quick release. His feet, he's got great great footwork. And you got him in the fifth round, which I find is a steal. Most experts across ESPN, NFL Network, and the podcasting realm say the Saints probably had or got the biggest steal of the NFL draft, which was a few weeks ago. When the draft was happening, and I was kind of absent from the world, I was still acquiring intel. And the two quarterbacks that I was hearing the most from my sources were Michael Pratt and Spencer Rattler. Now, we drafted Spencer Rattler. I'm okay with it. And the more and more I watch tape, I think he's going to be the second string quarterback this year. I think he takes the spot from Jake Haener. And I know we're only in rookie minicamp right now and approaching regular mandatory minicamp for the veterans and everyone else. I think he has a chance of being quite successful here in New Orleans for the Saints. And everybody has a weak spot too. And the one thing that Spencer Rattler can improve on is, and this is not a negative because most rookies have this issue, is consistency. You want to see him be consistent. During his time at South Carolina, he was off and on, and his best season was a couple years ago. His best season at South Carolina, I should say, was a couple years ago. But his best season yet to date was when he was at Oklahoma under Lincoln Riley in 2020. The one thing I can say about Spencer Rattler is he's not a statue in the pocket, which is great. He's not the fastest, but he can get you a first down. Kind of like Jay Cutler back in the day. He wasn't afraid to run if he needed to. So, that's my NFL comp for Spencer Rattler is Jay Cutler, a young Jay Cutler, not Miami Dolphins Jay Cutler or Jay Cutler towards the end, but Jay Cutler in the beginning, because one thing about Spencer Rattler is he has a good deep ball. He can throw the ball deep and fairly accurate. And in the Clint Kubiak system, you look at schematics and fit with Spencer Rattler, and it seems like he just fits, because if you look at what the 49ers do, what the Vikings did back in the day when he was the offensive coordinator, and just what the Dolphins do with Tua, you like to think if Spencer Rattler winds up being the first string quarterback this year, say Derek Carr goes down and Spencer Rattler gets thrown into the fire, you would probably see Clint Kubiak move towards more the Miami Dolphins way, because Tua is a little bit mobile. He's not a statue, just like Spencer Rattler. He's not a statue in the pocket either. So I like the pick. At first, I was like, I don't know, but even weeks later, as I have had time to analyze it, I can honestly say I like the pick. I think it will be a steal. I think Clint Kubiak can develop him. I think Andrew Janocko, our quarterback's coach, can help develop him into something. And I don't want everyone's already hyping up Spencer Rattler, giving him nicknames and such like this, but I'm going to get on the hype train probably later, because I don't want to, jinx anything, which is funny to say, but so covered everything I wanted to today. Gave you an NFL draft comp, which is Jay Cutler, and if you don't believe me, I will show some footage, or I showed some footage earlier, but I think Spencer Rattler is going to be quite successful in the league eventually. Will he be the future franchise quarterback of the New Orleans Saints when Derek Carr's time is done here? Quite possible. Quite possible, because he's already in his mid-30s. And the one thing I want to also include about Spencer Rattler is the reason apparently he dropped in the NFL draft, because he was slated to go in the 3rd round and he slipped all the way to the 5th, was because of his high school days of a show on Netflix that I've never seen called QB1. I don't think that should have been a negative, because, everybody was different in high school. Everybody was different. Everybody was arrogant. Whatever. Never seen the show. Can't tell you what was on it. But if that was the reason for him dropping, that's quite very unfortunate, because I think Spencer Rattler is going to be a good quarterback. He's mobile enough to just help you out in the modern offense of the NFL these days. Well, you guys, that's all the time I have for you today. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to this show today. And be sure to give us a share and follow us on Twitter at Sports Étouffée. With that being said, you guys, I'm Logan Graffia. This has been Sports Étouffée. See you guys next time.